line with that idea that there is no lack and limitation in this world, except for those who choose not to reach out. You know, they're kind of like, well, I'll have a little bit. Could I just have a little bit? I think I'm worthy for a little. You are made in the image and likeness of God. You are deserving and worthy of everything. What do you want? Don't sit around and say, I'll just take whatever comes my way. Step up and declare your magnificence. Declare your truth. And stay with that until you actually see it, feel it, know it, have it. And that's what it means to be in the acceptance. You have to flex the power. You have to reach out and accept it and bring it back. Accept your good. There's a little story about Henry Ford. Everybody here know who Henry Ford was? Created the Ford, the production line, became quite wealthy out of that. Did you know that this man had little to no education? But what he knew, he was quite incredible about. And he knew how to take what he knew and organize it in such a way that he created the wealth for himself. And it didn't matter how much knowledge he had. And somebody in the Chicago Tribune at that time, and it was during World War I, probably had a grudge against him or some less than positive thought, and wrote in their column that Henry Ford was an ignorant pacifist. Well, Henry did not like that. So he sued the newspaper. And of course the newspaper brought in all of their attorneys and all of their lawyers, and they were going to proceed on this idea of justification. You know, if he was going to sue the paper for being liable, then they were going to point out that, you know, he had no justification. In essence, what they were going to say is that he's an ignorant pacifist. So the lawyers put him on the stand, and they started asking him, you know, all sorts of questions. You know, so they were asking him, like, so who is Benedict Arnold? And, you know, how many stars and stripes are there in Old Glory? And one of the questions they said was, so how many soldiers did England send over to America to fight the Revolution? And Henry Ford said, well, I really don't know the exact number, but I know that it was larger than the number of people that returned. He may not have had education, but he had intelligence. And so they started to ask him some more of these, you know, how much trivia do you know kind of questions. And Henry Ford looked at the attorney and he said, I have something to tell you. I may not have the education that you have, but I sit at a desk that is filled with a panel of electronic buttons. And I can push any one of these buttons at any time. And I can have a cadre of individuals that come running into my office that will answer any question that I need to know. Why would I want to fill my head with a bunch of trivia data when I can just call upon all the people that can answer any of the questions that I need to know in order to run the business that I'm running. Now, that's intelligence. That's a man that knew what he wanted. That's a person who understood that whatever you know, if you know how to organize it, if you know how to use it, then you can have the wealth of the universe at your very hand. He knew what he wanted. He knew where he was going. He knew what he was going to do. And he created his own universe. He manifested his own destiny. You have that ability within you, each and every one of you. It does not matter what your education is. It does not matter what your previous experience has been. It does not matter where you've been or who you've been with or what you were doing. It matters if you have a desire. Desire something and then move on it. Take action. Become a part of that. You have to take the action. You have to take the step. There are some of us in this room, and I'm not going to mention the rest of you, but I'm one of them, that is very good about ideas. I have a plethora of ideas that are running through my mind all the time. It's like, the rat race from hell. Ideas, ideas, ideas. What I need is a more of you doobies. Somebody to do some of these ideas that I have, because I have so many of them. That's why I ask for volunteers, because I cannot do this alone. We can have all of the ideas in the universe available to us, but if we don't take action, if we don't find a way by which we can organize that and put that into some kind of a system, then it really becomes useless. So I am in deep gratitude for Ricky, because Ricky has stepped up to take the leadership role of the Music Corps, to bring together the people that can make that happen. It's not like I haven't wanted music. Grand, spectacular, bouncing off the walls, dancing in the aisle kind of music. But it's not something that I am designed to do. I can dance at home in the privacy of my own living room. I can sing in the shower. I can have great joy with all of that. But in order for it to be in community, it needs to be at a level of professionalism that will not scare people away. And that's what they're bringing forth. And that's the shift that is happening in that idea. And it's happening in other areas of our center also. Because there are so many of you volunteering in so many areas that you are bringing forth this great experience called the Center for Spiritual Living, Palm Springs. And I'm one of those that gets to benefit from it, because I get to come together with you every week and share and celebrate in the joy and the love and the experience that you are bringing forth. Desire something good in your life. Something that will benefit the greater community. And as this community grows and expands and brings forth that energy of love and joy and celebration, then it will begin to move out into